Hello, so I continue to learn Godot engine. I choose a slower pace from now on. There's no rush to release a whole real-time strategy game. I have all the time in the world and I'm trying to make the best real-time strategy game possible. I'm currently interested in coding. What would be a good way to code these separate scenes, right? There are these characters. I don't remember how you open a separate. Anyway, you could open in editor. Okay, so if we attach this script here, right? Team one member. We pretty much need two modes. If I click on the character, it activates this, right? And then I wanted to move to other place when I click there on the screen. But the thing is, I haven't learned how to code that in Godot. In GameMaker, I could do that. I would make it two modes. So let's try that. The first mode is like var mode of type of string, right? And current mode is not selected, right? It's not selected. Can I do that in Godot? I don't remember how to. Could not find type string in the current scope. I don't remember how this was in Godot. So you had to. You don't have to put the string, right? You can. I don't remember how the syntax of that is. So anyway, it is of type string. So the mode is not selected. We haven't selected the player. Somebody in the school asked me to make this enemy code in the maze. So the enemy tracks the player perfectly through the maze. So now you make this code. How do I do that? So I try to select set these modes like has collided with the wall or isn't currently colliding with the wall. So I started that like, what is the algorithm that the enemy solves the maze and tracks us perfectly through the maze. I think the objective of that question isn't even to actually solve that. The objective is to gain attention with a very difficult question, right? Because the child is very small. So I put this quite difficult code as an example, and then he asks something else. Then so this isn't the maze solving algorithm. We later might need that for the enemy. I have no idea how to do it, but I need this. I need these two modes, like selected or not selected, and if it's selected, something is happening, right? So we had these functions like process, right? Func process. I don't remember. And if mode is not select is equal to not selected, then we go return or pass. I don't remember what's the difference between pass and return. Like pass just doesn't do anything, and return just ends the function, right? I don't remember. I'm not a programmer. And now we need this input. So in Godot it was more difficult, the mouse input than in GameMaker. It is pretty bad, the quality of this, but it is honest, I hope. So it had this mouse entered and mouse exited, right? Was there something else? Was there like a mouse clicker? So it has to be, the mouse has to be on the collision body, right? And then it has to press click, and then it changes the mode, right? Oh, there's a lot of code and very difficult. So we have this input map also in separate place. Luckily I don't have to teach this because I barely can see this. So we had an action that is called when we click on it in the left mouse button. So it is called like mouse left. It doesn't have to be mouse. Let's say the mouse is floating over the character and you press a key, so it can be selection. So it's called select. Select action is called select, and now we add this left mouse button. Okay, so we now have action select in the input map, and now somehow we go to this selection. I was planning to actually listen to the teaching on this paid course Zenva, and then learn how they do this mouse controls. But I didn't do it. I just thought maybe I will try to figure it out again on my own. No, it's a bit too difficult. No? So if something happens, if there's like input, then the mode changes to mode selected, right? And the mode change happens then when the mouse is on the character and the select input is pressed. So these two conditions. So we have physics, or it doesn't have to be physics process, it can be right under a process, no? So let me see from the other projects how it was handled. This I already did in school as well. I don't know how the code is, so I look from the other projects. I don't remember everything. So I went to 4.6 and it was really childish looking, so I came back to 4.4, the Godot engine version. And here I'm just going to look at how the input is at all in it wasn't here it was move and slide. So I need to check some other project, I guess. There was this simpler thing, not we went that far, like more simple, like we don't have the movement at all yet. This is what I'm looking for, and the first attempt to make the movement. So maybe it was, what was the 2D game? So this was the 2D game. So here I'm looking for something like this, like Judy game. So what were the inputs? How was the input handled in Godot? What was the line that checks that? Okay, I'm just looking for one action. Yeah, this one. If input is key pressed, so this isn't key. This is action, right? So let's see if we can make it. This needs to be before this, right? Otherwise it just no, it pass, then it still works, so it doesn't have to be before this. It doesn't matter, let it be before this anyway. If input, and now what was it? I'm learning. If input is key pressed, but we need is action pressed, right? Is action pressed. And now we go to the input map, right? And the input map is called select at the moment. And we also need to be in the area of it needs to be on the collision body, right? Then the mode changes. The mode changes to selected. I'm using strings because otherwise I wouldn't understand anything. The code needs to be understandable for me. And let's say it always prints the mode. Does it work? Let's see. I haven't run it ever. The first time. And then I click, it goes to selected. I select the wrong scene, so this is I put this one to the main scene, right? So run this scene now. So this is the gameplay, and I press, and it's selected, but I need to specify that it only selects if it is on the player, right? This is what I know so far, and now we need to do this mouse enter and mouse exit, right? Or add the object that is going along with the mouse. It can be just mouse, no? Mouse shape and immediately when the mouse pointer enters any of the shapes or moves or mouse and okay, so only if I click on the player, then it goes to selected, right? Or collides with mouse is false. Okay. And this is only happens if collides with mouse is true. If collides with mouse is true, I learned that every way of coding is correct, but this isn't probably the optimal way, but it's some type of attempt. And now we create the mouse mouse enter, right? On mouse entered, collides with mouse is true. And we also need mouse exit, right? This is so complex. Collides with, I don't know if it's correct at all. I will later check from the tutorial. Collides with mouse is false. So this is real name strategy. Collides